back with Linda Runyon, and of course, most of our listeners already know about the amaranth from South America that's been made a big splash in the health food stores in the last several years, being touted as a superfood. Again, those are what among the amaranth is among the plants that they are, along with quinoa and other plants like that have been heavily advertised as superfoods. But again, you have superfoods in a survival situation, or in a situation where you just might want to supplement your diet with highly nutritional wild plants, which tend to be many more times, as we said previously, many more times nutritionally dense than their domesticated cousins. Linda.
And with the show today, you'll be able to designate which one of the amaranths that you have. You know, you probably have 4 or 5 of these, but let me go on from the tumble pigweed, which is amaranth, and it is a bush-like kind of thing, and it is prolific, it says in the latest statistics here. In the northernmost areas, it says throughout all of the Great Plains and distributed now through most of the northern areas of North America, which means us, all of us, okay? So this is why I thought we'd talk about it today. This is the plant. I think people are telling me they see tumbleweed in Boulder, Colorado. I don't think it is tumbleweed. I'll bet you $10,000 it's amaranth. It's an awful statement, but I believe that it's amaranth. And I've been told it's in Boston, too, but I believe that it is tumble pigweed. And there's one easy way to tell, and that's taste. And this is why the skill. I mean, a lot of these guys that come in our forum now are actually, you know, working with the taste and all these kind of things, George. This is phenomenal because they're really, really getting a lot of things out of wild food to be able to teach others. On our forum, they're teaching me, a lot of these people, what they do in England, for instance, with the wild foods. So come on in. I offer you to come in, and whatever you do, please, put it on the forum so that everybody can talk to you. And we'll get more and more information out about wild
Well, again,
foods.
for those of you who are new listeners, Linda's website is ofthefield.com. That's OFTHEFIELD.com. And there you can avail yourself of that information, as well as purchase the books, DVDs, wild food survival cards, etc., that are on the website. Now, we've talked about Russian thistle, which is commonly known as tumbleweed, in previous programs. It is not a native plant to North America. It was brought over by Russian immigrants in the 1840s, and it is thistle family, and it's I've eaten it raw, but it's not something you would want to normally eat raw, except in a firm believer in eating raw
food.
So
that's why you don't,
yeah. Yeah, but in an extreme survival situation, you would have to chew it very carefully. But now the pigweed is a different family, and Linda is going to tell us on how to identify the differences between the two.
Yeah, thanks. It's so hard. People don't, understand. That's why I did those cards in the book and everything. All the same plants, the most familiar in your area that the Department of Agriculture has proven to be worldwide and used the most. I don't go into 2,000-3,000 species of plants at all. Never will, because that's not my focus at all. My focus was to survive in the homestead for the amount of years I was in there, and now my focus is to make life so easy because I just know which plant is all around me, and I can just go get that one or grow that one by seed or whatever. And this is my goal, to show you how to do this and show you how to do it very quickly. But today is like going over all these pigweeds, which are amaranth. And the confusion is it pigweed, is it amaranth? Okay, so that we also have, in the technical book, we have a smooth pigweed, a Powell, amaranth, and a red root pigweed. Smooth pigweed, Powell, amaranth, and a red root pigweed. Now, the red root pigweed is the retroflexus, the one we have on our deck of cards, you have in your gardens. You, no matter what state you're in, have that plant. That's absolute. The Powell amaranth has a big, long tendril at the end of the seeds. That the seeds are in. The retroflexus, the one I'm showing on my stuff, is the one that we eat the most, and it is got a whole bunch of seeds on the top with the leaves shooting out side to side, and then you have a bush underneath. And I farm these leaves all the way from seedling up to that point. And I farm them carefully so that I have nice, big, bushy plants. And one family could literally live as a vegetable now, could live as one vegetable now, could live off that one plant, let's say maybe 4 or 5 of them, and that's all they would need. They wouldn't need 52, 82 rows of beans or, 85 feet of whatever. All you need is 3 or 4 of these plants. And we put them in pots. We start out small. We end up large, big bushes. And it's just amazing. My next material will show you all this. But let's go back to the red root pigweed. The red root pigweed has a red root. And you know how we warn everybody don't eat red because it means it pulls up nitrates and whatever. This is one of the exceptions. Now, if the leaves and the stems are red... Like
beets.
Yeah. But the root is supposed to be like that. So... that's one of the exceptions, like beef. And it's not really confusing once you you just start with 2 or 3 plants.
We've said this a million times before, but again, we'll keep saying it. You must follow Linda's rules of identification. I keep mentioning the instance of a man who wanted to get close to nature and just went out and picked a mess of greens and then cooked them and died because the high concentration of oxalic acid. He didn't go through Linda's steps. He didn't know when to pick and not to pick. And these rules are very simple.
And George, again, if you just stick to a few plants and learn the skills of bringing them in, making a meal, doing all the different things you can do with it, this is far more important than identifying more and more plants.
Exactly. And another perfect example, you don't need to try to find wild carrots, which have Queen Anne's lates, which have a potentially deadly look-alike, to get beta-carotene. You found it in the plants we're discussing today. So we'll be back right after the break.